and it's a fresh, it's exciting, new episode of Tea with Tutu. I'm happy to have you here, also watching with me. If this is your first time watching, you're welcome in the name of the Lord. And if you've been watching subsequently, thank you so much for staying with us. I love you guys. With me in the studio today, I have, we all know him. When we see his face, you recognize him. We have Pelumi again in the studio. And we are both smiling because the thing we are going to discuss today is something we've encountered. And I'm very sure you guys also at home, you've encountered it 1 or 2 times or 3 times. And that's handling confrontation. So in handling confrontation, do you attack fire with fire? Or do you attack fire with water? How do you do it?
When you attack fire with fire, express the fire.
And now somebody else will come and pour water on it now.
Okay, so for me, this is the age whereby the media had never been more stronger. So there is the media. That means when there is a media, everybody have their form of truth. Yeah. So confrontation cannot be avoided. Now, because everybody have their truth, so whatever kind of life you're living, what kind of words you say, confrontation will come. Yeah. People will come to tell you that what you said was wrong. People come to tell you that this way of life is wrong. People come and you can do this differently. You can do that in a way that... So confrontation cannot be avoided. So confrontation is one thing that is everywhere. Why? Because of everybody have their own truth. Yeah. So it's either you're doing the wrong thing, you'll be confronted. If you're doing the right thing, you'll be confronted. So confrontation cannot be avoided.
It's like a way of life.
It's just like a way of life. Because everybody have their own truth. And we know that truth is subjective.
Yeah.
Truth is subjective to your own definition of a particular subject.
Okay, so how do we handle it when we are faced with circumstances that we just don't know how to manage it? How do we manage it? Because I don't think it can it be handled?
Confrontation, can it be handled? Actually, handling it is managing it.
Yeah, English.
Handling it is managing it. So, first of all, was talking about how Bible says test all prophecies and hold onto that which is good. So, to handle confrontation, I believe that it's best first to listen. It is always, listening cannot be overemphasized on. When you listen, it helps you to pick onto. All right, personally, I have learned over time that when somebody comes to me and they want to address a particular situation that involves me, so it's coming as confrontation. What I do is, even when I know that this thing, I think I'm right, so I listen. I calm down to listen. And in the process of listening, I ask questions in myself. Am I exactly right? So what confrontation do, if you're handling it right, it opens you up to your own loopholes. You're not always right, actually. Yeah. You're not always right. So even in situations where you think you've done your best, that you did your best, there are still some loopholes that can be found. There could still be. So when you open yourself up to confrontation, and then handling it right, I believe is, when you want to handle confrontation right, I believe the first thing is listening. Being able to listen. So, yeah, I believe listening is one thing first that you have to do when it comes to confrontation. But I know that, yes, some people are bringing it to you hot.
Yes.
Some people are bringing it to you hot.
You don't even know what you've done.
Exactly.
You're just like, attack.
Well, the Bible says, a gentle answer turns away wrath.
But in some cases, before you can even summon that gentleness from you, it will be like the first instinct, is to attack back.
Yes.
But it's not everyone that can do confrontations with a gentle spirit or gentle answer. So
And then confrontation too comes with people's attitude. You know that there are some people that they're just this they're sanguine in nature. So they're like everywhere. The way they will give it to you, they are not angry with you. But their tone of voice looks like they are fighting with you. So somebody's coming to tell you about what you did that was not right. And the person is shouting at you. And you don't even like to be shouted at in the first place.
And maybe the person, the way the person communicates is by shouting.
By shouting. And the one of the very annoying moments is when the person does not even know the whole story. There are situations whereby somebody just say a half story and then it's coming to meet you.
Yeah.
And you're wondering, did you even know what happened? What transpired in the first place?
Definitely. You just heard from one side.
You just heard from one side. And on the long run, confrontation really everybody needs to learn how to handle confrontation. Because you will be confronted, if not every day.
Yeah.
If not every day. Even if on social media somebody will post something, even the rightest of thing, if Pastor A will be confronted for saying some even seemingly right thing to almost everybody, something that everybody could just agree to.
Yeah.
But somebody somewhere will just come and just say this thing should be seen in another way.
Even Jesus Christ was confronted.
Even Jesus was
He was
confronted.
like, who are you? When Jesus was like saying, God, are you not the son of the? Who are you? It got a point that they wanted to kill him. They surrounded him. If not for the Holy Spirit, that the Holy Spirit just disappeared from them.
And it looks like confrontation was part of Jesus' everyday ministry.
Yeah.
And it was part of it. Because every single time somebody have a question for his actions. And can you imagine somebody who is healed and then they come to confront him? How can you heal on a Sabbath day? The problem supposed to be the Sabbath day also as somebody was healed.
It should be a thing of joy. But you are not supposed to do stuff. So it's the wrong thing.
So confrontation, and how did Jesus handle it? Imagine this time when I think John 4 or 5, not 4, when this woman was about to be stoned, this woman that was caught in the act of adultery.
Yeah.
And then, it was confrontation to come and meet Jesus because they wanted to test his theory.
Yeah.
And then they came to meet him. What do you think we should do to this woman? The Bible said, and Jesus was screaming on the floor. I believe that is the top level of silence.
Yeah.
He was screaming on the floor, and just listen to all of them. Everybody rant. Everybody just express yourself. And when they were all done, and then it started to ask them, have you ever been wrong? Have you ever sinned before? Yeah. If you have never sinned, anybody that has never sinned, let him cast the first stone.
You're free.
And so in the first place, have you ever been wrong before? So in the place, I just wish anybody that is confronting me comes from the angle of I've once been wrong. I've once been wrong. And actually, confrontation boils down to even us personally. How do we confront people?
Yeah.
When people do some things that are seemingly wrong, how do we express it to them? When for example, you do something to me, and I'm coming to meet you that this is what you did that I didn't like. How am I expressing it to you? I've gotten to realize that people don't listen to you when you're confronting them in an approach that they don't listen to. When we are dealing with confrontation with ourselves, you want to talk to somebody about what they did wrong. How are you expressing it to them? Yeah. People listen differently. Especially even as a child, that there are some children that you cannot, if you want to tell them what they did wrong, it's not by beating. Some don't learn by beating. Some learn by beating. Yeah. But actually, when people that learn by beating, it can be improvised to scolding. It can be improvised to scolding. Why? Because over time they have learned to do that. So when you want to really curb them from that, and you really scold them, punish them for it. It doesn't have to be beaten. It could be another form of punishment. So for people that don't learn by you shouting at them, how do you now confront them? Actually, I don't think shouting works for anybody. How do you confront? So if you've done something that I don't like, how do I get to tell you? Can I just say, what you did the other time, I really don't like it. I think you could have just addressed it in another way that would not have hurt my feelings like that, you would be reasonable with me.
Yeah.
But now imagine me coming to meet you. Why would you even do that? How are you even thinking in the first place? So there's a way that I express to you, and then you're like, what you give me back is not what I would be expecting, because of the way I said it in the first place.
All right. Thank you so much, Pelumi, for handling this, for doing justice to this topic. And we'll be stopping here today on this episode. I would love to hear back from our viewers. How do you handle confrontations in your workplace? How do you handle confrontations in your relationships? Please, I would love to hear back from you. Drop your comment in the comment section, and you can send a mail to me also on the email displayed on the screen at adeyeletutu@gmail.com. So thank you so much for sticking with us this far. Until we see you again next episode.
Make sure you don't leave this channel without clicking on the subscribe button.
Click. You know the vibes. Thank you so much. See you later. Keep taking your tea. Bye bye.